Alright, as some of you may have saw earlier, I think that last video had about 10 views. I had to take it down because it wasn't complete. I didn't get to all 3 of the questions. So I'm going to try and do this in under 5 minutes, because that appears to be when the direct cam is cutting me off. I'm doing this Q&A now, 1, because I have 5 minutes apparently, 2, because I want as much time to reflect on, well, at least 2 of these questions. So that's why I'm doing this Q&A so soon. Question number 1 is from Mr. Narrator. Who has the sexiest, or who has had the sexiest voice in wrestling? He suggests that it's Sunny in the 90s. It's pretty much a toss-up between that and Harley Race for sexiest voice in wrestling. And not like I want to do Harley Race, but like if I wish I had his voice. He had a crazy voice, which was perfect for cutting promos. Just intense, like he's just mean and badass. Harley Race was badass. Like if you ever read or hear anything about him, he just sounds like a tough motherfucker, and I wouldn't mess with him ever. Up next is 2 questions from my good buddy Honor Hammer. His first one is, who do you think right now, or who do you think is the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world today? I like that he used the term pound for pound, because I like to use that term in explaining my love for Vader. Pound for pound, like ability versus weight, size kind of thing. In the world today, you would say, I think, the top 2 names being considered from North America is Davey Richards, and from Japan is Marufuji. I'm sure there's always, there's guys like, Mystico in Mexico, who's always kind of considered, something special. He's more of a draw kind of thing. He just kind of does his thing and makes money. And there's some stuff going on in other parts of the country. But it's pretty much, this year it's been Richards and Marufuji. I'm going to go with Richards, even though I don't think Richards or Marufuji is having nearly the year that Kenta did in 2009, which was nuts. And that's saying something, because Richards had put on the match with Black. Pretty much anywhere you look, Davey Richards just puts on great performances and works his ass off. And I think Marufuji has always been good. I mean, always been good, in my opinion. Him and Kenta are the absolute future, along with guys like Shiozaki and Sugiura. And even, who else? I wish they would use, like, for Pro Wrestling Noah, there's a lot of good prospects for, the next generation of big stars for them. So, but I would say Richards right now. Sorry. Alright, got about 2 minutes to go. His second question, and you guys may not all understand why he's mentioning these 2 matches in particular, because he's the only one who I think he's the only one who knows, maybe a few other people know. These are my 2 favorite matches of all time, and he says, which one do you do? And he asked, what's the exact wording? Does Kobashi Misawa from Halloween 1998 beat Hokuto Kandori? And then he adds, you might have to make a full video on this. I'm not going to. I'm going to try and get this in about a minute. My 2 favorite matches of all time are those 2 matches. First, I watched Akira Hokuto and Shinobu Kandori, which I believe is the quintessential best grudge match you can ever see in your life. The attitude, that had the attitude, the style, the pacing, everything worked for the sake of the grudge match. I'm not saying every grudge match needs that kind of moveset, but it was still awesome and wonderful and magical. It looks like I might have a little bit more time. But yeah, that was awesome. And then there was Misawa Kobashi from Halloween of '98, and I've seen some of the big, kind of those considered the all-time great matches of All Japan in the '90s. There are some there's some awesome tag matches from Japan, but that's a different story. But these top 2 are my top 2 singles and probably all time. What Misawa Kobashi did, different from those other '90s All Japan type matches during the King's Road, I think there was more drama to this than in any other match, and that's saying something. When they added even more drama than what was already standard in King's Road. And plus, it's Misawa and Kobashi. They're gonna beat the fuck out of each other, and you're gonna love it. So that was that. It was awesome. So yes, Misawa Kobashi by a hair, by a tiny hair, beats Hokuto and Kandori. You happy, Eric? Jerk. All right, that's my first Q&A. DoubleCrossKing. Stay classy.